Okay, take two. Sorry, friends. This is Itza with Itza Thoughts again, and today we're gonna make a dress form out of cardboard, chipboard, matte gel, heavy medium. You'll need some water. You need some masking tape, some scissors, and you'll need a template of a dress form, and it needs to be the size that you're gonna want your dress form to come out. This is going to be a three-dimensional project, so as you can see, mine is going to be pretty big. This is a 8.5 by 11.5 sheet of paper, and my dress form is almost as big as my paper. You're also going to need either some cardstock or tissue paper to decorate your dress form. And I got this project idea from a YouTube video I was watching from a broadcaster under the name of Dee's Special Things, and she gave a pretty clear explanation of how to make the dress form that she did, and this is my attempt to do that. So fingers crossed that it all works out. And if you guys have any questions or any comments, please feel free to leave them, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or comments. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out my printed image of a dress form. And if anybody needs a printout of a dress form or of this dress form, you guys can send me a message on Facebook, or you can email me. And if you guys want my email address, I'll post it on the description for everybody's reference. So again, this is one of Miss D's creations that I'm going to attempt to do here. So let's see how it works out. So we are going to cut this image out, and then we're going to trace it on our cardboard. So the cardboard I'm using is from a packaging box that I got some stuff in. So here we are, there's my image, and I'm gonna trace it out about 8 to 10 times, depending on the thickness of your dress form. But since this is going to be a pretty big dress form, I think it's going to be about, maybe, now I'm thinking about 10 or 12. So let's see what happens. So you outline your dress form. And this is just a dress form that I fastly sketched, and I've had it saved on my computer. This is just a printout of it. So there's one. I'm at work today, so not much going on, so I decided to put together a little tutorial video for you guys. I'm gonna be moving pretty soon, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna have as much free time as I like to craft, so I'm trying to get all the crafting in. This is a totally unexpected unexpected video. I did not come prepared for it, so I always carry a few things with me just in case, for moments like this. For some reason I had my gel media and a water bottle in my purse with I got the masking tape and the cardboard I've had here at work. So, and the tissue paper I'm going to be using, if I have time, is going to be printed out of my computer. So I'm a craft with what you got kind of person, and I like recycling and upcycling and using what I have to create my crafts. So this is my first video with my brand new camera, and I hope it's a better quality video image than my previous one. So I have my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping that it all comes out a little clearer, a little better than my previous webcam. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. Let me see. I have some scratch pieces of, you can see these are UPS boxes, which are sturdy enough and really hard enough for me to kind of use as my chipboard for the top and the bottom portion of it. I have a whole bunch. And I have another piece of scrap. Like I said, this was an impromptu video, so I wasn't prepared. I might have to divide this video into 2 sections. One is for simply the construction of it, and the other will be for the decorating. And I have some pretty cool steampunk ideas on how to decorate this dress form. I at first was really intimidated with steampunk because it wasn't my style. I didn't think it was my style, but after a few projects, and I'm discovering I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So it's kind of my style, I guess. I really like doing my art in like dark colors and with splashes of bright colors here and there. When you guys are familiar with my work, you'll know that most of my creations always have that grungy look. So I guess that's my style, grungy, steampunky type. I'm really loving the, you know, playing around with wings and gears and all kinds of fun stuff that are out there. That's 7. Should really use a marker. I think it would be a lot faster and easier if I used a marker. But seeing how I was not prepared, I am making do with what I have. I really hope you guys enjoy this class. Sit back, grab your favorite drink, and get your craft on. We'll be here for a while. Didn't come out that good. Gather up all your boxes that you have, cut them up, and let's do this. Seven. I'll do 8. I'll do 8 and see how that works. I think I'm going to use the negative parts of these cardboards because as I'm tracing these, I'm getting ideas on what to do with the negative. I'm not done with one thing and I'm already thinking of another. That's what keeps me crafting on a day-to-day basis. I've been making it a habit to craft something, at least work on something once a day. That's how I relax. So I'm gonna start cutting out my cardboard. Like so. I purchased some really big cool wings off of a really cool website. It's called Retro Cafe Art Designs. And I've been wanting to do a dress form. I was gonna probably do it on polymer clay, but I didn't have enough of the one color I wanted, so I hadn't done that yet. And when I saw Miss D's video on YouTube, I was super excited. So I have my fingers crossed that this is gonna work out. And like I said, if anybody wants a copy of the dress form image, you guys just message me and I'll be more than happy to give you guys, email you guys a copy. Just give me your email address and I'll email you guys a copy. So you guys can, I'll put it in a JPEG format so you guys can manipulate the size. Make it as big or as small as you want. I'll be showing you guys how to print your own images on tissue paper in case anybody is interested in knowing how to do that. And there's so many things that you guys can do with that printed piece of paper. There's 3. plus, change it a little bit on. So we have 4, and you can see the thickness of the cardboard. So I have 4. I wish I had a die for this, but I don't think there is a die this big. I don't have a die cutting machine, you guys. I have a Cricut. And I've been seriously thinking of purchasing a die cutting one. I just have a lot going on right now. Hello. How are you guys doing? No, you're not late. We are just starting. Thanks for coming. How are you doing today? Everything okay? You guys crafting along? Last one. I still have to cut the chipboard ones, so there's 2 more. Oh yeah, like a cup of tea. Okay, so they're not all perfect, but that doesn't matter. Just try to get them as even as possible so you don't have like any one particularly sticking out a certain way. Okay. So this is the thickness, and I think I want a few more. I don't think it's thick enough for the height of it. So I think I'll cut a few more. I have just a ton of cardboard from work here. Where's my pencil? Do you guys see my pencil? Oh, I wish you guys were here to give me that cup of tea. I know, I haven't done Ustream in a few weeks. I've had so many things going on at work that I didn't have time, but I have a kind of free day today on the account that my boss is out of town. And I've been working like a dog for the past couple weeks. And I gave myself a little time to relax. Oh, thank you. The form, yeah, I did it. I made it a few years ago, actually, and I've had it stored in my computer. It's a good thing I still had it. If you guys want a copy of it, just on Facebook, message me your email address, and I will forward you a copy. Save you guys the hassle of making one on your own. That way you guys can resize it any size you want. So I think I'll need a few more. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 so far. Let me see. I have this one that's all yummied up with Lindy sprays. I want to use this one. Have some more here. Let's see here. Okay, I'll email it to you. Okay, Dee, I will gladly send you a copy of my dress form. No problem. When I take a break and when I'm done cutting the chipboard and I'll take a break, I'll do that. I'll send you a copy of it. Do I have a marker? I have a Sharpie. Highlighter. Oh yeah, a lot faster. I printed my dress form on heavy cardstock, so it's gonna last me for a while. And when I'm done doing this, I'm gonna laminate it. I'm gonna put some clear tape on it. It doesn't have to be clear. I'm gonna cover it with tape to make it stiff. And they'll last me a while. So let's see. I don't want any of the hard folds. Do you guys like the steampunk look? I found it very challenging at first. But once I did my first project, I was hooked. Okay, Tanya, I'll send you a copy of the dress form also. I'll do it when I'm done cutting the chipboard. I'll take a 5-minute break and I'll email it to you ladies. I hope you guys make one, and I would really love to see what you guys do with it. Hopefully I remember the instructions correctly because I didn't write them down, and I'm going based on what I remember. Let's hope I'm having a lucid moment here. If not, I'll have to look at the video again or figure it out on my own. Because these dress form on YouTube look very nice. It looks store-bought, so I said, why not? I got all the cardboard in the world. And if this one comes out good, then I'll make another one, a smaller one, in a shabby chic type of style. I know, I can't afford to buy a dress form either. They're expensive. At least the ones I've seen, they're expensive. And it's hard to find a good size one, you know. This is going to be a decorative element in my home, so. And the wings are pretty big. They're pretty big. Oh, why is this off? Okay. I guess the masking tape is gonna add some width to my dress form. So this is what I have. I think I'll cut the last one here. Just have one more. So how's the image coming out? Does the image come out good? Is this a good video webcam I purchased? My husband got it for me for my birthday, and I've been just trying to think of a good excuse to use it to make a tutorial on something. So I had the time and the opportunity to do an improv today. So here we are, ladies. Okay. So let me see. I think she's sticking up. Just try to trim off any excess so you don't have nothing pointing out or sticking out from the sides. Do you guys know how to print on tissue? Let's see. Well, this is supposed to be a 1080 IP or PDI, whatever that is. My husband is the gadget geek, not me. He explained it all to me, but it didn't make any sense. I just said, oh wow, thank you, honey. I think he was a little more excited about it than I was. Okay, I think everything looks just about at the same level. I don't have nothing drastic sticking out. So the last thing I'm gonna cut is the chipboard. Just the right piece of chipboard here. Just a second, let me get that chipboard. There we go. This is not that heavy chipboard. But it's what I have in hand. One. And what you can do with these negatives, ladies, is you can make a template to use on mixed media projects, like a stencil. If you cut the bottom part of it, just tape it back up and put some tape over it to protect it, and you guys can use it as a stencil. That's what I'm gonna do with this one. You can use your sprays, your molding paste, and use it as a stencil. I don't think I've seen a big dress form stencil like this out in the market. Or a die cut dress form that's this big. This is about 8 by 5, I would think. Yeah, cereal box should also work perfect. There you go. Any kind of cardboard packaging would do. And you're gonna cover it with masking tape, so it doesn't matter if it has print on it or if you used it as a scratch paper or whatever. It's going to be covered with this masking tape, and then that masking tape is going to be covered with printed tissue paper. And I have a collage of images that I put together on my computer that I'm going to print on tissue paper, because printed tissue paper is really expensive out there. It's about maybe $7-8 for a couple sheets of printed tissue paper. And this way you have your own design, the color that you wanted, and as many as you want. And if you run out, all you have to do is print some more out. And if you guys like the images I'm gonna use, I'll send that to you guys also. So here we are. This is my template. Number 1. Put the date on it. For my reference, and I'll kind of write my recipe for my dress form on here on my template, so that if I want to make another one exactly the same, I have the recipe here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 13 pieces of cardboard dress forms. So 13 pieces. And 2 pieces of chipboard cut out. So I'm going to mummify the dress form with the tape. So this is my masking tape. And I am going to just cut a big piece off. I'm going to do it in pieces at a time. Kind of have to get it to go round like such, so it holds. I'm going to keep doing that all the way around. Like I said, I'm going to mummify her with masking tape. It's kind of hard to hold because she's thick. I cut it by strips. It's kind of because of the shape, the curves. It's kind of hard. Let me put one here at the bottom. And I'm gonna give her a bottom and some boobs in a second. I just want to make sure this is bound together. Yep, the dollar store has masking tape, yes. And it's very inexpensive. It's not that expensive. I think I got this at the dollar store. It was a lot bigger. I've used quite a bit on my mixed media projects to create texture. So now to decide which side is the back side and which side is going to be the front. Okay, I think this is going to be the front. So I'm going to write here front. And I'll put here back. See? So this is what we got. Oh, that's cool. At least you guys are crafting along. Maybe not the same thing, but you're crafting along. It's like the crop circle, crafting circle. And it's okay if you guys don't catch everything because it's being recorded, so and then uploaded onto YouTube. So everything's gonna be there whenever you guys are ready to make one. Here comes the messy part. And I have just another scrap cardboard here that I'm going to use to protect my surface. And she said for the top part to create the boobs, she did it out of I guess the paper that she from her cardboard. She ripped the layers of paper off like this to get the corrugated part out, and she used the thin sheet of paper that peels off with water and glue. So here's my glue, and I have some water here if I need to water it down, and my brush is here, and I need a little cup so I can dilute my glue in the cup. Just a second, ladies, I'll be right back. using a little plate. And it already has a little bit of water inside of it. So I'm gonna get some gel medium, scoop it out into my water, and it's gonna start diluting it. And this is really heavy multi-medium gel. I'll show you guys. Here's the brand of the multi-medium gel that I use for this project, and this is what it looks like. Here's some water. I'm gonna get the glue and I'm gonna dilute it as such. Okay, so it's getting there, it's diluting. And what she said to do is, here's my paper. She has little papers on it. And here's where you have to determine how big the bust and the bottom's going to be of your dress form. How the shape of your dress form is going to be. You have to decide that and make the top part in that size that you want. Make sure it's proportioned to the size of the dress form. You don't want it tilting to the front. So I'm scrunching the paper. I'm gonna put it on my diluted here. And you're gonna start shaping them as such. I totally forgot to take a break and email you guys the dress forms. I'll do that in 5 minutes. Make sure they're both the same size, ladies. Here's how it's looking so far. Just need to get some more of this. Peel some more of this off. And the fun part is you can use your piece of cardboard after in a different project. I love recycling. I'm going to use some tissue paper on this, and the tissue paper I purchased at the dollar store, a pack of white tissue paper for $1, and it came with 10 sheets. So I think that was a bargain. I didn't have my Mod Podge with me, otherwise I would be using Mod Podge. All I had in my purse was the heavy multi-medium gel. I don't remember why I threw it in there. I think I was going to stop by the store and buy another one. It's running out. Do you guys have any questions? Yeah, gift wrap tissue paper. No, it doesn't have to be white. It can be any color you want. You just have to remember that you're going to be printing on it. So it can be whatever color you want. I like using white because I just do. It lets me put any color that I want on there without it getting distorted. But it depends on your project and what you're doing with it. But it doesn't have to be white. It can be any color tissue paper. And you can do so many things with it. So many different kinds of things that you can do with it. I don't have my heat gun, so this is gonna have to air dry. It's gonna take a few hours to dry. So I think for this class we're only gonna do the construction of it, and then I'll finish off the decorating part at home. But this is the basic construction of it. Once you have this down, the decorating part, it's going to be easy. And I'll share with you guys how to print your own images on tissue paper. I'll show you guys. It's very easy. It's much cheaper than buying printed paper from anywhere else, I think. As long as you have a computer and a printer, you're good. that's what she's looking like. The boobies are coming along. It's all wet and drippy. So right now, while that dries up a little bit, I will put this aside, and I will forward you guys the dress form. What do you guys think? So let me okay, so let me open up my Photoshop here and get the dress form. Let me just bring it to size here. And it's going to be big enough to print on an 8.5 by 11.5 sheet of paper. And then it can be shrunk down to size, the size that you want. Okay, I'll just log on. I'm going to continue making the rest out of tissue paper. The rest of I'm just going to rip it. This is the white tissue paper that we're going to print on. It's thick. But what I like about tissue paper is that when you collage it onto stuff, it almost becomes translucent. So the image that's printed on it pops out. The colors are vibrant. I'm just going to log on to my email account. My phone is ringing. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, so we're sending this to okay. Almost done, ladies. Almost done. Okay, all done. Back to work. Sorry about that, my friends. I just emailed you guys the dress form image. Please let me know if you guys have it. Okay, so let's see. Let me assess my creation here. Let me have a look. Make sure everything's flat down and all the air bubbles are out. I know it's a little icky. No, I don't have any more of that corrugated paper. I don't have any scraps here. So I'm going to continue doing this with tissue paper. I think the tissue paper works a little bit better. You guys see? And once I'm done with this, I'm going to go over the entire thing. Once it's done and dry, I'm going to go over the entire thing with some more masking tape. Remember, you have to do the back part also. I guess you don't have to. It depends on what kind of look you're going for. You're welcome, you guys. I'm glad you got it. You guys can reshape it any size you want. Oh, something tilted over there. Remember, guys, while your glue is wet, you have all the time in the world to move your stuff around before it gets dry. So if you think you've made the boobage area a little too low or a little too high or a little too far apart, while it's still wet is the perfect time for you guys to adjust it. After it's dry, it becomes a pain in the you-know-what. You really have to work up the layers here because it is a big dress form. And I'm trying to really do this in proportion. You guys see? Yeah, I'm discovering the tissue paper is a lot easier to do it with. I was just trying to follow the video I saw, and she didn't really show this part where she taped it and how she added this part to the dress form. She just kind of verbally explained. So trying to figure things out as I'm working along, and I'm discovering that yes, the tissue paper bonds better to the chipboard and it has a better adhesion, and you're right, less air bubbles. And it soaks up the glue a lot better. I would highly recommend to let this dry overnight. I know it's hard. It's very hard for me to just let it dry. But I think it'll be better in the long run if you let it air dry overnight. Yeah, it probably dries faster because the tissue paper is a lot thinner than the corrugated pieces of cardboard that I was pulling apart. Plus, at this point, the tissue paper here can be anything. It can be any color, any you know, any with like print or whatever, because it's gonna get covered with masking tape. What else can we use instead of tissue paper? You can probably use napkins, or what else? I think that's about it. Napkins, tissue paper, maybe regular paper if it gets wet before you apply it so it's pliable. Right, newspaper. Newspaper, good. Yeah, newspaper would be good. I bet with the newspaper, you might even use the newspaper to decorate the finished product, the newspaper print. It's a very good idea. If any of you have those old yellow pages, those old yellow page books, you can also use those. Those sheets are very thin. I don't think anybody uses those anymore. I have a couple of them there that I've just been saving so I can alter again. And it's building up nicely. I have to do the back part also. Yeah, lunch bag probably would work, yeah. I have another project using those brown lunch bags. Really awesome, really fun technique to do with this, those brown paper bags. But that's another tutorial for another day. I'm running out of glue here. Let's find a way so you guys can see what's happening here. There you go. Still got some piling to go. Not quite there yet. It's gonna, some more volume is gonna be added once you do a couple of rolls of scotch tape, the masking tape. And you're still gonna add more layers of your printed tissue paper, so that's even better. Takes me back to when I was in school. Back to my younger years. For the holidays, I have a couple of very awesome projects we're going to be doing using our very own printed paper, printed tissue paper. that makes some really awesome gifts for those art lovers out there, for those people who appreciate handmade art. When times are tough, you know, and all you have to give is handmade stuff, these are awesome projects to give as gifts. I know I have quite a few friends out there that love getting my handmade items as gifts. And really cheap and easy to make, fun gifts. All you need is your tissue paper and your printer and an image to print out, and you're ready to go. It doesn't really have to be an image either. It can be a sentiment, it can be stamped. It doesn't have to be printed on your computer. It can be your paper that you design with your own stamps. That's also fun, in case you don't have a printer or a scanner or anything like that. It's not a C cup, it's barely becoming an A cup. Just want to make sure she's proportioned. She's big. Look at how tall she is. This is my hand and this is the back of the dress form. You know, that's how big she is. Oh, you guys, it's Friday, isn't it? If my husband were here, he would say, keep adding, keep adding. Okay, I'm about, I think I'll leave it like this for now on the frontage portion. That's what it looks like on the sides. This is what it looks like here. Okay. Just want to make sure I get all the air bubbles out. Probably put one layer of the regular gel. And multi-medium gel doesn't really have a long dry time, to be quite honest with you guys. It's just all the layers that you've added. They're all soaked and saturated. I want to make sure I don't have a lot of creases, that everything is nice and smooth. I want to make sure they're not too pointy, but they're about an even size. I think one might be okay. So there it is. Now I'm going to do the back part. Just can't put this flat down. I have to put something here to hold it up while I work on that. So let me make some more of my concoction here of water and glue. Scoop out some more glue. Put some water. I think it should be about equal parts, water and glue. Like I said before, it's thick multi-medium gels, so you don't have to worry about getting it too watered down because it's really thick gel. Let's just mix it up. Okay. What do I put here so it kind of tilts? Okay, see, I'm standing it on my bottle of multi-medium gel, and I'm tilting it a little bit so it doesn't distort my work that I've just finished. And first step, I think for the first step it would be a good idea to use the corrugated paper because it's thick and you need to roll it up to kind of plant on here. I don't have any more. Some more tissue paper. Okay. So I'm just gonna saturate it here. Dump it in here. And scrunch it up and add it to the back part. And then here, instead of adding the layers of tissue in two separate areas, it's going to be just one area after you put the first little scrunchy part of paper down. It's just to give it a little shape. Maybe you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's see. You guys are so funny. I don't think this is how they're done. I don't think so. I don't think implants are done like this. You'll be walking along looking at people. In a weird way, if this is how they were done. You have to build up your layers again. The bottom layers are okay if they're all messy and scrunched up. It's the finishing top layers that matter, that you want to make smooth. You guys. I'm not even gonna repeat that. Oh my gosh. It's all in preference, ladies. All in our preference. It's so quiet here at work. I feel like turning on some music. Yeah, she has to be balanced. I didn't water my glue down enough. When I'm done with her, I'm gonna put her on a candle holder, those glass candle holders, ones that hold those long, tall candles. I bought a few of those at the dollar store also. This is like a dollar store project here. I bought a few of those. I've already used 2 of them up. I still have like 3 of them left at home. I'm gonna mount her on that. I think these would make really cool gifts for teenage girls and stuff like that. I think for anybody. I think dress forms are in, and just about everybody likes dress forms. And you can use them to hang jewelry. You can use them as a home decor piece. All kinds of stuff. You can decorate it with fabric. You can decorate it with paper. You can use all kinds of materials to decorate your dress form, ladies. I guess your imagination is the limit. Really. So it's looking a little funny. Does who have a name? My dress form, no, she doesn't have a name yet. I won't put a name to her until I'm done making her. I have a couple of ideas in mind on how to decorate her. I know I want to go steampunk with her. I'm just not 100% sure on the attire. I'm gonna give her like if it's gonna be like a Victorian type of steampunk, where she's gonna have those really awesome long dresses with like a leather corset type of thing, like Victorian style, or if it's gonna be like a gothic steampunk where she's gonna have like some tight little outfit. I'm not sure yet. I'll have more ideas once I'm in my craft area at home and I look at my supplies and see what I have. So far I know I want to use the printed image. It's going to be like music paper with script on it, maybe a few flowers, you know, but I have to really once I have the printed tissue paper on her, that's gonna kind of determine where I'm gonna go with it and make sure that it all looks good together. Yeah, I love steampunk. At first I was really intimidated with it because I didn't quite, I guess, feel confident that I would, you know, get that type of look, accomplish that type of look, and it was a little bit intimidating, a little out of my comfort zone. But now I'm like way in the comfort zone. Now I have like a lounge chair and a little mini fridge next to it. That's how comfortable I am with it. I feel a lot confident now that I've done a few steampunk projects. But this is going to be my first really steampunk dress form, 3D dress form. I've never done one. It's my first time. So I hope it all comes out okay. The other style that is really intimidating to me, and I have to be honest, is the shabby chic look. Crafting with whites and light pinks and light pastel colors is really out of my comfort zone. I'm more of a dark colors, you know, type of girl, the grungy look. So creating something that's shabby chic with all those laces and whites and pinks, it's a little intimidating for me. But I think if I keep playing with it and just go at it, maybe the way I did with steampunk, I think I'll get a hold on it. But right now that's intimidating for me, the shabby chic look with all the ruffles and the pretty flowers, you know, the pastel colors. I'm more into dark blues and, you know, dark colors. Fingers crossed that this is gonna come out good, and I'm liking the way she's looking. I'll show you guys in a minute. Looks like another pair of boobs, doesn't it? I just have to make sure I get the whole this part, this part, and this part layered up too, and it's building up. I'm getting there. Yeah, steampunk is a lot of fun. There's not a lot of I don't think, besides who is considered steampunk suppliers would be I think Tim Holtz and maybe Seven Gypsies that I can think of. Graphic 45 does the steampunk, but I haven't really worked with the Graphic 45 steampunk paper lines. From the packs, I think I only like maybe like 2 or 3 sheets out of the pack, so I haven't really gone out there and purchased it to work with it. But I think those are about the only companies that provide materials for steampunk that's popular in the market. The shabby chic look is done by a lot of companies. Prima, a lot of companies, you know, have a lot of more products for shabby chic than products for steampunk. And steampunk, I think, is a lot more fun because you get to work with different elements that are not specifically scrapbook elements. For steampunk, you can go to your hardware store and come out with a couple nuts and bolts, and you know, stuff here and there at your hardware store, and you can put together an awesome project. I think shabby chic is really intimidating for me at this point. I haven't really played with it much to feel comfortable. Oh really? They have a new Halloween steampunk? Is that the one with the orange, shades of orange and turquoise, with the pumpkins and stuff like that? Is that the one you're talking about? Because that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, a lot of paper companies have the Halloween themes, but you know, steampunk isn't just about like spooky Halloween stuff. Steampunk is more, to me, what I understand of it is that it's like a Victorian couture clashing with the modern technology movement, where you get all your gears, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm loving those hot air balloons. And I've seen a lot of steampunk hot air balloons, and they're fabulous. I love them. I'm working on one also, made out of recyclable items. I have a couple elements that I'm waiting to find to finish it. And once I find it, then I'll finish the project. Let me see. kind of forgot I'm working. So you guys will periodically hear my phone ring. I've been working non-stop, packaging, packing up my warehouse and my office area because we're moving locations. So it's a lot of work. When my boss says, just have an easy day, relax, he doesn't have to tell me twice. She's coming along. I just need to kind of disperse instead of having it all on one area. Drying up pretty fast, the front part. It just feels sticky now. To put some more glue in here. That's what that's looking like. That's the front. That's the back. Giving her a nice little bum. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm talking about. The one you put a link to. And my problem is that I buy these stacks and stacks of paper that I really, really fall in love with, and then I can't bring myself to cutting it. That's my problem. I can't cut my paper. I know they give you 2 sheets and stuff like that of, you know, per image, per page, but it's hard for me to cut them, to cut through my papers. It's very hard for me to cut it, really. And then I start thinking, if I cut through it and I want to go back and purchase some more, I might not find it. I psych myself out, so my stacks of paper are just there. It's a really bad habit. I have to think of a really awesome project to really cut through my paper. Otherwise, it won't happen. And lately, I've just been so into like mixed media canvas projects and recycling what I have and working with what I have, that I really haven't found myself stretching out to use any scrapbooking paper. Because I'm creating my own backgrounds and stuff like that with my acrylic paints. I need a little scrunginess here to build up. When you want to fill in an area, just add scrungy paper and then you start smoothing it out with the layers you put on top of it. Yeah, I know it's really hard for me to cut through it. I'm thinking, I spent how much on this paper? You know, those 12 by 12 paper pads aren't cheap. They're like 20 bucks. So yeah, I have to have an awesome project in mind for me to get my scissors and cut through it. I don't have loads and loads of supplies to, you know, mess around with. And the one thing about trying to keep up is hard. Trying to keep up with all the new trends and all the new supplies that come out and trying to get everything in every color is hard. It's hard and it's costly, you know. I don't have any sponsors or anything like that that send me stuff for free, so it's hard, especially for me, because I like crafting on a daily basis. So I'm constantly making stuff, and to constantly be trying to keep up with the trends, it's hard. It drives me nuts, you know. And I just kind of stepped away from all of that for a while because it was really affecting my financial status. I was spending a lot of money on scrapbooking supplies and I wasn't really using it, so I had to cool off for a little bit. I haven't purchased really any scrapbooking stuff per se in a while. I've been crafting with the stuff that I already have and making recycled projects. out of, recyclable items like this one. Yeah, whenever I do cut through my paper, I save every little scrap of it and I use it every other way that I possibly can. Even the smallest little strips of paper, I turn them into, leaves for flowers, or I turn them into beads to make dangles to hang on my project. That's also fun, making beads out of strips of paper. I think now I spend most of my money buying stuff like stamps, clip art images. I think I spend my money more there because I can do a lot of stuff with that. Multi-purpose. Okay, she looks better now. She has a coming along very nicely. It's the front part. Yeah, it's fun, especially because you're recycling, you're contributing to saving the planet a little bit, with your arts and crafts, turning what would normally be thrown out and disregarded, turning that into fabulous handmade projects. I've just finished making a couple of little bird houses and fairy houses out of recycled juice cartons, and I would normally throw those away, but now I have quite a few of them stored and saved up, so I'm making a lot of birdhouses and stuff like that with them. Possibilities are endless. I also altered some old CDs that I've had lying around for a while, with stuff that I don't need anymore. I just created some art with them. It's a lot of fun. And this, recycling stuff also, it's good for when you're working with children. If you want to have your kids make a project, you're teaching them how to recycle. You're teaching them how to make something beautiful out of something that would be thrown away, and you're keeping them entertained, and they're learning stuff, So I think that's awesome about recycling. All these pieces of cardboard would have normally gotten disregarded, but instead I'm making a little dress form. I'm just gonna add a few more layers to her. Oh, your computer died? What's going on here? Is it okay? Don't worry, I'm still here, gluing pieces of tissue paper, shaping a woman's bottom. Can't really tell. There's a little bump here, for her gluteus maximus. So I think I'm gonna leave it. Maybe she needs a few more to be proportioned with her frontage. This is gonna be a little voluptuous dress form. She stands on her own. Alright, let's see. Let me back it up a little bit. Oh wow, that sounds like a cool project, those angel wings. Will you be sharing a picture with us on Facebook? Is it the one with the rolled I know I saw something on Facebook with some wings and some rolled up old book pages or something like that. I think I'm gonna try that one too. But the problem with me is that I'm moving not only my office, but I'm moving my home. I'm changing apartments at the same time to move closer to where the office is going to be at. And my husband panics because instead of me packing, every time I go into my storage area, instead of packing, I tend to come out with more stuff that I find to craft, and I keep crafting and crafting and not packing. So I have to ease up on the projects for a little bit. So once I'm settled into my new apartment, then I'll start making things like those wings that you're talking about, because I've seen some and they're awesome. I got glue all over my hands. Yeah, I'm making this dress form for my bedroom, actually. My husband got me a really cool mirror. For my bedroom. And on the counter I'm going to put this dress form with like a shabby, grungy lamp that I have also, and it's gonna go perfect. So this is for my home, my room. This is gonna definitely be a weekend project, ladies. Something that you would create over the weekend. I think that's why I'm doing a lot of birdhouses lately, because I don't feel secure right now with me not having found an apartment, and not really sure what next month's gonna look like. Makes it a little exciting, but a little makes me feel a little insecure about it. I think those little birdhouses are a way of me dealing with it. Making a little place called home. Okay, I think she's perfect. Looks about proportioned. Yeah, that's my husband's way of thinking too. We're thinking if we have everything packed by the time we find a new place, we're ready to move immediately. But it's not happening like that. I really love the apartment where I'm at now. It's spacious. Everything's had already found a home in its place. We've been there for 3 years, and I love everything about the apartment. The size of it, the layout of it, the courtyard is beautiful and well maintained. There's greenery everywhere, a lot of flowers, a lot of plants, really well maintained building that gets cleaned constantly, so there's never any trash or anything like that. We have a swimming pool, a clubhouse, a jacuzzi, and it's at an affordable price, and I love it. You know, it has a little actually quite a big closet, walk-in closet, where I have all of my art stuff. And I'm not finding an apartment like that is, you know, with the same amenities at the same price. It's hard. I'm not finding that. We're finding a lot of nice apartments, but they're too small, or, you know, they don't have parking, or they don't have something, and too much money for, you know, the type of building. And I'm just not being happy with finding an apartment. We're moving to a different city. We're moving to closer to downtown Los Angeles. So we're trying to find an apartment somewhere in Hollywood or North Hollywood, maybe. Something that's gonna make it close for my husband's work also. Because he works out here. He works like 2 minutes away from home. And my office now is like 5 minutes away from home, you know? And it's kind of hard to find an apartment I like that's big enough to house all of my stuff and affordable. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with her. We gave her a nice shape, you know, proportioned. So I'm just gonna stand her up and let her get dry for a few hours. Now I'm gonna stop this recording and make this part 1. So I will be back in a few minutes, once I get everything cleaned up and settled, so I can start printing my image on my tissue paper. So if you guys want to stick around, I will be back in about 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll start on part 2, which is printing the tissue paper that's gonna cover my dress form once it's been dried and wrapped with masking tape. So if you guys stick around, I'll be back, and we'll continue in about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so let me push stop here.